Guys, S-Ben back again for another video, and today we will be presenting my rewrite of the Aim to Be a Pokemon Masters mini-series. Although the original Aim to Be a Pokemon Master series is decent at best, it had plenty of flaws and it did not wrap Ash's story in a good way. But today I'll be presenting my changes to overall the story of it. So instead of this 11 episode miniseries, we have a 20 episode miniseries that is meant to completely wrap up Ash Ketchum's story, instead of just leave him in a place where if we need him, he'll come back. Now, with that out of the way, make sure you like and subscribe, and let's get right into the video. Episode 1. What is a Pokemon Master? After separating from Go, Ash spends some time at the Oaks laboratories with his Pokemon. He spends his days taking care of his Pokemon and hanging out with them, training with them, and even talking to Tracy every once in a while. You know, the legend himself. But one day, Gary visits Oak's lab, as he normally does, where him and Ash have a talk. Gary asks Ash one big question. Now that you're world champion, are you a Pokemon Master? Ash thinks over this. Gary is basically the person who inspired him to have this dream. So now that Gary is asking, are you accomplished your goal? Ash wonders if he truly is a Pokemon Master yet. After this, Gary heads off, stating he has a mission in Galar with Tokyo and Go. After talking with Gary, Ash and Pikachu walk around the woods when they are suddenly attacked by Team Rocket. With no other Pokemon left, Ash is helpless, when suddenly his Pidgeot comes to save the day. After freeing Pikachu and sending Team Rocket blasting off again, Ash asks Pidgeot if he would like to rejoin him, which it accepts. Ash decides that in order to see if he has become a Pokemon Master yet, he should set off on another journey. He and Pikachu set off when they suddenly spot something crash in the distance. He sends out Pidgeot and Noivern to go investigate, and runs off. They find a pond where he sends out Weasel, and they pull out an injured Latias. Episode 2. Latias. Ash finds this injured Latias with his Pokemon and helps nurse it back to health, when suddenly they are attacked by a Pokemon hunter. Ash notices that this hunter has a Latios, so he and Latias work together to help free its friend. After dealing with the hunter, Latios and Latias head to leave, when suddenly Latias decides it wants to stay with Ash. Latios respects this and wishes them the best. From here on, Ash has caught Latias, and the two fly off in the distance together as new friends. These are the Pokemon Ash uses in this episode. Now, let's move on to Episode 3, Team Rocket Strikes Back. Team Rocket are granted all of their old Pokemon back at HQ, as Giovanni informs them that they'll soon be needed to hunt down Mewtwo, due to the fact that they've recently discovered a spike in its psychic energy signatures. Knowing the challenging fight that soon will come with Mewtwo, Team Rocket decides it's best that they should try to capture Pikachu one last time with all their Pokemon. Ash, of course, fights back and sends Team Rocket blasting off once again. Team Rocket are discouraged by their failure, but Giovanni reassures them by stating they'll be utmost importance during the Mewtwo capture. These are the Pokemon Ash will be using in the episode. Episode 4, Misty. Now, I'm not really going to mess with you guys. It's basically the same as the original, except for Ash has Latias with him. Corphish and Palpitoad still have their duel, and Misty still catches the Colditzer in the end, so yeah, basically the same episode. Here are the Pokemon Ash and Misty both use in this episode. Now moving on to Episode 5, Ash, Misty versus Bia and Alistair. One day, Ash receives a call from Bea, an invitation for him and Gengar to come fight Alistair, as Alistair is now in training to become a gym leader in the Pro League, but Leon suggested that the best form of training would be fighting Ash. Ash and Misty decide to head to Galar, but when they arrive, Bea decides that it should be a 2-on-2 battle, Ash and Misty versus her and Alistair. All parties agree, and the battle starts. Bea uses her Machamp, Alistair her Cursula, Misty her Mega Gyarados, and Ash is G-Max Gengar. Ash and Misty are able to win this battle through a mixture of G-Max and Mega Evolution. Although losing, Alistair was still able to gain plenty of experience in this battle and thanks the duo as they head off. Here are the Pokemon Ash and Misty both use in this episode. Episode 6, Brock and Silent. Ash and Misty run into Brock while they're visiting Stoneside. Apparently, Brock has been helping a local Pokemon Center due to the fact Bia has been going extra hard on her challengers. But the problem is, Brock wants to stay here forever as he's fallen in love with the Nurse Joy, but she soon rejects him. With Brock heartbroken, the group runs into Silent, who's currently in town visiting because the Train Bros are having an event there. With Brock's strong heartbeat gets the attention, Brock's strong emotions get the attention of a Hatterene from the nearby Glimwood Tangle, which kidnaps him. So Ash, Misty, and Silent team up to save Brock. These are the Pokemon that Ash, Misty, Brock, and Silent all use in this episode. Episode 7, The Missing Brother. After Ash and the gang head to the Train Bros event, where they learn that Ingo has gone missing. Silent offers his assistance, and they go searching for Ingo. After deep investigations, Emmett and Silent determine that there must be a clue in Sinnoh. But Ash and the others decide it's best for them to go back to Kanto, while Silent stays with Emmett to go find Ingo. Here are the Pokemon that everyone in the group uses during this episode. Now, I'm going to be honest, the next two episodes are just basically the Squirtle and Lapras episode, so I'm just going to get right by it. Here are the Pokemon that Ash, Brock, and Misty use in these episodes. And moving on to episode 10. The Idol Trio's Performance. Ash and the gang are invited to the Idol Trio's first performance by May and Serena. After watching the performance, Ash and the gang reunite with Serena and May as they talk about their dreams. We learn that both Serena and May are top coordinators and have joined Lizia and this idol group to help become even better performers. But one problem is that the idol group needs a fourth member. So it is Serena's current goal to help find her new group a fourth member. Ash and the gang want to help her with that, so as they set off saying goodbye to May, Serena joins them. Here are the Pokemon each character uses in this episode. Episode 11, A Reunite of Champions. Iris wants to speak with Ash after the PWC, so she invites him over to Drayden's gym. While there, she asks if Ash will be competing in the next PWC, which she states he hasn't thought about yet, which Iris suggests he should, as he's the current top champion and many trainers want to aspire to beat him, including herself. She then challenges Ash to a battle. Haxorus versus Crocodile. Ash wins the battle, proving his world champion strength yet again, which, although Iris enjoyed the battle, does make her a little sad. Before the group leaves, Ash asks Iris if she feels she's a Dragon Master yet. Iris says she doesn't truly know yet, but all she knows is she's going to keep working towards that goal to become a great Dragon Master. Iris also adds that even if she's already become a Dragon Master, which she doesn't know yet, she can always work hard to improve on that dream. With this helpful advice from his friend, Ash leaves. Here are the Pokemon each character uses in this episode. Episode 12, A Kalos Reunite. Now, I'm going to be honest, this episode isn't really that deep. It's literally just Ash and the gang visiting Clement and Bonnie and Lumiose, and they have a party to celebrate Ash's win. So yeah, that's really all that happens. Oh, and here's the Pokemon we see in this episode. Episode 13, A Lost Friend on Mount Silver. Ash and the gang reunite with Chloe, who's currently on Mount Silver doing an investigation. She's studying the Pokemon that inhabit the mountain. But while the gang is there, they suddenly spot a poacher who's attacking the local Pokemon. The gang send out their Pokemon to go help, but when suddenly a Tyranitar strikes down the poacher. This Tyranitar was the Larvitar Ash once took care of. These two friends reunite after a long time. The poacher soon returns with even stronger Pokemon, so Ash and Tyranitar team up to take him down. At the end of the day, Tyranitar decides it wants to go with Ash, which Ash accepts, catching the Tyranitar, and the group say goodbye to Chloe and head off. Here are the Pokemon each character uses in this episode. Episode 14, Tales of Ancient Sinnoh. The gang gets a call from Silent, who mentioned that they recently found some hints to where Ingo could be, and they should head to Sinnoh, because this is very interesting. Ash and the gang arrive, where they also find Cynthia and Dawn, who Silent has requested help from. They learn that all their studies, Ingo must have been sent back to the past, as there are tales from ancient Hisui, Sinnoh of the past, of a man who looks similar to Ingo. After this news, Dawn and the group continue moving on. Dawn mentions that she's become a top coordinator, which Serena is joyed by. Serena then asks Dawn if she can join their idol group, which Dawn happily accepts, already being friends with May. Serena and Dawn split up from the group, saying goodbye. Ash, Misty, and Brock, a trio again, start to head off when suddenly Ash gets a call from Gary. Gary needs Ash's help in Galar. Ash then apologizes, saying that he has to say goodbye to Misty and Brock now, because Gary needs his help, and it's important. Misty and Brock understand this and say goodbye to Ash again. Ash arrives in Galar, reuniting with Gary, Go, and Tokyo. Here are all the Pokemon that every character used in this episode. Episode 15, The Galarian Birds. Gary tells Ash that the mission that he needed him for was to help catch the Galarian birds. Go will be heading for Galarian Zapdos, Tokyo Galarian Moltres, and Ash and Gary will be fighting Galarian Articuno. Ash is excited to fight a legendary Pokemon. Through teamwork, Ash and Gary are able to take down Galarian Articuno, and Gary catches it. After catching all 3 birds, Go suddenly gets an alert of strong psychic energy similar to Mew. But then, at the same moment, Ash receives a cry from help, a psychic connection from Mewtwo. These are all the Pokemon main characters used in this episode. Now it's time for the Team Rocket 2-part finale. Mewtwo. Ash finds every member of Team Rocket attempting to kidnap Mewtwo. Ash, Go, Gary, and Tokyo step in to help. Ash and the other fruits get separated, each having to fight strong Team Rocket members, when Ash arrives to Giovanni. After seeing Giovanni, Ash and him have a final face-off, with Ash sending out some strong Pokemon that will clash with his. Meanwhile, Jessie, James, and Meowth are forced to be bait for Mewtwo. After seeing how little they mean to Giovanni, they decide to help Ash and take down Team Rocket. With the help of Jessie, James, and Meowth, Ash is able to defeat Giovanni and send him blasting off for a change. Gary, Go, and Tokyo take down the rest of Team Rocket, and they are all arrested, with Jessie, James, and Meowth running away, of course, not wanting to be arrested. Mewtwo thanks Ash, and after talking a bit with the boys, Mewtwo asks Ash about his dream and if he's accomplished it yet, as Mewtwo knows Ash wants to be a Pokemon master. Ash is silent. Gary brings up the point that he's become the strongest trainer in the world, which catches Mewtwo's attention. So Mewtwo requests a battle with Ash. Ash happily agrees. Mewtwo then flies off, saying once Ash is ready, meet him on the top of Mount Silver. These are the Pokemon Ash uses in this episode. Episode 18, Rivals, Help Me Prepare. After reuniting with Primeape, Ash heads to Paul's new gym to train in order to take down Mewtwo. That's really it, but yeah. Here are the Pokemon Ash and Paul use in this episode. Now, on to episode 19, The Bond That Never Fades. Ash and Alon team up to retrieve Greninja for Ash's final battle. That's really it. Ash and Alon just find Greninja. This episode will end with Ash heading to the face of Mount Silver to face off Mewtwo. Here are the Pokemon Ash uses in this episode. Now, for episode 20, Ash's final episode ever, to be the very best. Ash and all the Pokemon he has caught up to this point fight Mewtwo. They all work together and try their hardest to take down Mewtwo, which they succeed at. And once this happens, Ash catches Mewtwo. After the fight, Mewtwo and Ash talk about Ash's dream. Ash then says he's been thinking about it a lot recently, and he finally thinks he knows what a Pokemon Master is. A person who befriends all types of people and Pokemon and helps them be their best. Now, truly understanding what its goal is, Ash sets off with his buddy Pikachu on a new adventure to help more Pokemon and people. But as you see them going off, we also see Team Rocket following, as they will capture Pikachu not for Giovanni, but for themselves to become the strongest in the world. I hope you guys liked this video and enjoyed my rewrite of how I believed Ash's journey should end. Now, if you do like this video, make sure you subscribe, because more content in the future. But anyways guys, S-Man signing off.